Today we start with absolutely nothing in Mountain Blade Bannerlord, which means no gear and no money, and we're playing as poor. We start off by visiting the nearby city of Sargon, where we will go to the traders and start using up all our money, before going into the discard screen and put all our gear and everything that we have away, including our civilian section. And then we delete all the items. And this is where our story starts. I don't really know how we can... Oh my god, okay. Now we just have to navigate all these bandits and somehow find a way to make money. And this proved to be quite challenging. It didn't take long until we were getting chased and then eventually caught. And since we have no army, no money, no nothing, we have to surrender to them. Now it didn't even take a day of captivity until they actually released us. I guess having the poorest man of Calradia as a prisoner is not too exciting. Moving through the world, I struggled to find quests that I could actually do, because either I needed an army, or some money, and I had neither. And then I realized, oh, there's a tourney. Wait, we can just do a tourney. I don't know why I didn't think about this earlier, but at least now we had realized. And now we just had to win this tournament and hope that the reward was good enough. And the reward we were fighting for was a tier 2 helmet, which would probably range between 1k to 2k dinars, which is more than enough to get us a start. Oh nice. Now I hadn't even seen tournaments up until now, so I'm guessing they are quite rare early game. So this tournament win was pretty much all or nothing, so I was really hoping that we could win this. Oh! Ooh! There we go. Last 1v1. Whoa, we could have died there. That was very close. Nice. We did it. And we had won. The helmet was ours and the price was surprising. 1,916 dinars. This would definitely give us the start that we needed. Feeling like a rich lord, I hired everyone that I could, and I bought mercenaries from the tavern. I also got some food for the road ahead, and bought the most diverse food I could to level up our steward skill. Then I continued to walk around to look for more troops, and I even accepted a quest from Korik of Kornad to take down a bandit base. And with our new little warband, I started to chase brigands. And the first brigands we found were 20 looters, and we got help from a Vlandian lord, and so this fight was a really easy auto-resolve, but a win either way. I then saw a beat-up forest bandit warband with only one person. I then engaged and ended up fighting him and 10 other mountain bandits. But of course I had no weapons, so I had to rely on our troops. I'm gonna go for those spears because I have no weapon. I mean javelins. We had dealt with the mountain bandits, and now we just had to kill the one lonely forest bandit. This would mean we would have our first proper victory against our first group of brigands, which would of course net us a lot of gear, which means a lot of money, and hopefully we could keep the ball rolling. Doing no damage. And the victory was ours. And I quickly figured out why there was only one forest bandit, because they had recently fought. And so we recruited from their prisoners and took some foresters into our warband. These are not normal troops, but they are minor faction troops from a Sturgeon Forester clan, and we got some pretty decent amount of gear. And I quickly went straight to Jacqueline the nearby city and sold everything, and we got 4,300 dinars. And with this money, I bought some peasant clothing and a pitchfork. Then it was to go straight back out there to recruit more troops, so we would have a proper warband with high numbers, because our steward skill was leveling up in the background, which allows us to have a higher party limit. We also stumbled upon some weak forest bandits who had just taken down a caravan, and after killing them, we got their whole haul. And so we ran straight back to a nearby city, and we got 2,900 dinars just from that small little warband, just because they had taken down a caravan. We now had 6k dinars in the bank, and I decided to recruit some Vlandian caravan guards, because we only had 2 Vlandian squires, and we needed some cavalry. We had a small amount of archers, and the Vlandian recruits and early Vlandian footmen are not the best. And I wanted to take down sea raiders, so that's what we did next with our now more proper warband. They're charging him. Nice! We did it! We slaughtered them, we only have 1 wounded. We had slaughtered them and we had gotten a pretty good haul. But I wanted to fight some more difficult opponents. And so I started to chase down 20 forest bandits, and the battle ensued. Forest bandits can be extremely dangerous in numbers, as they're really good to take down low tier melee units. And in bigger groups, there's more high tier forest bandits, and these are also especially good at melee. And so you should be cautious when fighting them. If we didn't have cavalry here, we would have most likely lost. Even though we don't have high numbers of cavalry, the small amount that we do have easily disorganizes the forest bandits and make them scatter their focus on different people. Nice! Good job. And after this, we moved straight on over to chase some sea raiders, and this happened. Ooh, okay, here we might lose. This is a fight we might lose. It's 32 of us versus 34 of them. 34 sea raiders is no joke. Our footmen mostly consists of recruits, and so we can only really rely on our cavalry and our archers. Okay, we're getting some kills with the archers. We're actually getting value out of them, which I'm really happy with. Gonna wait a little bit more until we put in the cavalry. They're starting to throw now. Get in there. Okay, we'll get in there. They don't have time for no mercy kill. We have been taken down, but our archers and our cavalry tactically executed the rest of the sea raiders. The archers would retreat, the cavalry would charge in. When the sea raiders focused on the cavalry, the archers would shoot. It was amazing. And something else that was amazing was the amount of money that we got from these 2 last battles. 24k dinars. We have quite the sum of money now, and we are properly established. And we are inching ever so close to clan tier 1. But before we got there, I decided to spend some money on some upgrades for myself, as running around with peasant clothing wasn't really helping me, and so I got some new, more proper armor. And with our new armor and being so close to clan tier 1, we went to chase down quite a big amount of forest bandits and fought them. Of course, it didn't take long for me to fall in battle because I was blocking with my shield in the wrong direction, but our boys were able to swoop up We had some casualties, but it didn't really matter. Plus, after this battle, we were able to upgrade quite a lot of our Vlandian footmen. And of course, after this battle, we reached Clan Tier 1. Right after this, we had some barbarian raiders on our tail, and I decided that I would try to fight them. Their high tier units are the equivalent, if not better, than high tier sturgeon melee units. And so I upgraded the units I could upgrade, and we got into the battle. I think we can do this. Our cavalry will not be too useful. They might be more useful just to go in right now, to be honest. Because they will not be able to fight in these houses, so I'll just let them go in. And I hope that we can pull through when it comes to holding the line here. I set my cavalry straight in to fight in the narrowness in this small village, hoping that they would take down a few of them until they reached our line, because I knew that our melee units would not be able to hold against them. And so I was relying on our melee units to exhaust the enemy while our archers lay fire and the cavalry disorganize. Now I would just have to hope that this tactic would work. Yeah, this is going to be tough. Oh shit. Oof. I'm trying to use the cavalry here for my advantage, and it's working well, man. Oh, you guys are fucked. I lost my weapon. Holy sh**. Oh, he's running. Oh, wow. We had won. We had somehow actually done it. I didn't really think that we would be able to do it, but we did. This was one of the most satisfying, one of the most fun battles that I have ever had in this game. Even though we just had a small amount of cavalry and a small amount of archers, they really pulled their own weight. And they were the key to winning this battle. Our archers themselves were able to get around 20 kills, while the cavalry was able to get around 11. Now the cavalry kills doesn't matter too much, as their disorganizing effect is what you really want. After this battle, we were able to put 18k dinars into our coffers, and with this money I decided to hire some companions, and so we hired Toda the Huntress first, because of her versatile skills and high bow skills. Then we hired Fredekard Bellows Breath, because he had high two-hander skills and high crossbow skills, and we also hired Ulvar the Grizzled, because he had high crossbow skills, versatile skills, and high polearm skills. I wanted my ranged forces to have high-skilled companions in them. As the previous battle showed, ranged units are pretty effective, and I wanted to see how it works with a lot of companions in there. I also geared up Toda the Huntress with some proper gear, and gave Olvard a crossbow with some bolts. But I wasn't able to gear up Fredekard because there was no more crossbows in the city store. I then accepted a quest from the city to escort a caravan around, and so we were on our way, seeing new parts of Landia we have never seen, while spilling the bloods of brigands and highwaymen. And a huge bonus with an escort caravan quest is the amount of money you gain from it. Since you have to fight all these pillagers, you get a lot of gear, and that gear is worth a lot of money. After this caravan quest, I was able to visit a lot of towns, and I was also able to upgrade Olvard and Fredekard's gear more properly. And after this, something surprising happened. We got a courier from the Southern Empire asking us to become a mercenary, paying quite high, 218 dinars per influence point, and of course we accepted. But the weird part was that they were not at war with anyone, so they were just sitting there paying us as a mercenary for no reason at all. Just getting paid then. Okay, I'll take that. So while being a mercenary for the Southern Empire, I exploited this. So for the next hour or two, I farmed bandits, and I was able to grow the experience of our warband and get quite high tier troops. And to my surprise, after a little grind, we actually reached Clan Tier 2. After realizing this, I made a decision. I wanted to join the kingdom, and since we are native to the Vlandians, I decided to join the Vlandians. So we talked to Dirthurt, and the clan of Rock Bottom finally joins the kingdom of Vlandia. Now, while our small clan was gaining power and fame, Vlandia hadn't really been at war. The only war they had been in was against Sturgia, so I was hoping that us joining would make a difference and we would finally get into a huge war and gain fortune and fame. While we were waiting for Vlandia to declare war, I fought some Heltmen to level up our troops, to get some more gear and money, and to of course just have something to do, as I felt there was a war looming. Now, after winning this battle, we got quite a particular weapon. A legendary rectangular bitted axe. I have never seen this weapon before, and it was worth 17,000 dinars. But I didn't want to sell it, so instead, I decided to equip it. For its price, this weapon has to be good. Like, come on. I also decided to upgrade the gear of our companions, as I wanted them to be more useful if a huge battle were to ensue in an incoming war. And I think their equipment ended up being pretty good. I was happy with it. I then decided to spend a lot of money on getting gear for myself. It costed 29k. Like, this looks more realistic, of course. I just thought this, with this mask, it looks kind of funny. It looks kind of cursed. And I'm all for it. And so, standing in the plains, shooting on some Sea Raiders, leveling up our new crossbowmen, we're standing there donned in our cursed Crusader outfit. I think it looks pretty silly, but also kind of cool, which of course makes it the perfect outfit. And with some money left over, I decided to marry a Vlandian commander named Liena. She was pretty highly skilled in many fields. It was good to have a more proper commander in our ranks. While waiting for the looming war, I decided to join a tournament to freshen up my combat skills. After winning the tourney, we of course geared up Liena, giving her some more proper gear. Keeping a few days forward, I realized that Vlandia did not want to go to war, so I used the influence that I had to vote for a war. And so I voted to declare war on Battania, and everyone agreed. And so, the war had begun. I quickly amassed an army with me and Liena because I didn't have enough influence to get more people to join, and we went to siege Penkanik, hoping that another army would of course take over. And soon, our wish was granted. Now, while the preparations of the siege of Penkanik was happening, other castles of Battania was falling. And for some reason, the Battanian Council decided to give it to me. And now I own the castle, I have no clue where even is. Drimmore Castle. But hey, a castle is a castle, so I'll take it. So now we were waiting for the siege of Penkanik to start, and we had a castle to our name. And here's the siege of Penkanik. The enemy had quite good forces. Half of the defenders was a garrison instead of a militia, and they had quite a lot of installments, 3 catapults and a ballista. This was going to be a tough siege. If we don't climb the walls fast enough, we will lose. Oh, he gave us control of 3 troops? Wow, I'm so happy. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'll just push this whole thing alone. How about that? Does anyone else take over pushing? Because I feel like I'm going to die by pushing. Come on, please. Take over. Thank you. I'm just going to hide behind here. Is that thing aiming? No, okay, it's not aiming at us. That's good. They're aiming at the battering ram, which makes sense. Oh, they're gonna shoot though. Looks like. Oh, it's aiming at us. Looks like we're... Holy shit. Okay. Okay, we got some reinforcements coming in. Holy shit. Being in the first wave here is pretty scary. Oh shit! We had fallen, but the battle ensued. The battering ram had been able to take down the door, and so our people were getting in. And we had also gained quite a footholding on the tower that we fell down from. Now we just had to hope that our forces would be able to push in and take Penkanec. After the middle properly breaks through, the towers give way, and we had taken Penkanec, as the enemies retreated to the keep, and we had won. And now we just had to see who would win the election for Penkanec and become the new owner. Since we had used all the influence to start this war, we didn't really have the power to vote on ourselves in an upcoming election. The election of Penkanec came, we were third place with no votes. And therefore Penkanec went to Ingolter, and so we would hope that we could just take another castle. But no, Peace of Britannia came, and we were left with our little castle. Well, at least we got a castle, okay? At least we got a castle. Some days after the war, we finally got our first child, which was quite exciting. Too bad it takes forever for these kids to grow up in this game. And many days later, a new war never started, and I couldn't be bothered to grind the influence. And so we were left with being the king of Dreamwar Castle, but I would say challenge completed. I just want to quickly say thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed, please like, subscribe, and comment, as it helps this video and it helps me. I really hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you another time.